Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnikins from World Dairy Expo. Joining us today, American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duval, who made an appearance here at Expo on the first day of Expo. Thank you to our sponsors, including Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board, Wisconsin Corn Growers Association, Farm First Dairy Cooperative, Olson Farm Services, Synergy Co-op, UtterTech, Osteoplastics, and Compeer Financial. President Duval, welcome to World Dairy Expo. You've had a chance to take a tour. What did you think of Expo?
Oh, it's beautiful here. The cattle are beautiful, and the people are having a good time. A little windy, but other than that, it's a great time. And I'm a recovering dairyman myself from Georgia, and I have always wanted to come here and never had the opportunity to do that. So this is an exciting day for me.
First, you mentioned you're originally from Georgia. Have you had a chance to talk with folks down in Georgia about the situation with the remnants of Hurricane Helene?
Yes, it's pretty devastating down there. Crop damage is pretty extensive. A lot of poultry houses have collapsed. A lot of property loss. So it's pretty extensive. But it's not just Georgia; it's Florida, also South Carolina, North Carolina, and into Virginia and Tennessee. So this is a very extensive storm, and the Georgia people just told me they thought it was probably going to be worse than what Michael was several years ago.
Talking with American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duval. So I know that it's so early in the process. Farmers are going to want to help their neighbors down in Georgia or North Carolina. Is American Farm Bureau still trying to determine how to set something up so Wisconsin farmers can help out?
Yeah, normally we leave that up to the states, and then we participate with them however we can as far as just shifting the information to people that need to know what to do. And I know that all 4 or 5 of those state farm bureaus are working right now trying to put those, create those ways to be able to get help back to the farmers and for farmers to be able to donate the stuff or whatever it might be to help them get it there. So that is to be seen, but they're working on a structure right now.
Talking with American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duval, who was here at World Dairy Expo this week. You mentioned you're a recovering dairyman, so now I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your favorite breed of dairy cattle?
Well, I milked Holsteins all my life because that's what I grew up with. But I always had a desire to milk Jerseys, and my wife right now is we both lost our first loves to cancer, and we just been married 3 years ago, and she's got me back in. We got 2 Jersey cows at home that she's milking, so I'm her relief milker when I go home.
Uh-oh. It only starts with 2. You know what happens? It'll be 3, then it'll be 4. That's awesome. Okay, with the dairy industry, of course, the big topic has been changes to the federal milk market order system. And there's still a lot of debate on the proposed changes. What's American Farm Bureau's position on those?
Well, we've got a lot of wins in this, but we also were disappointed in a few areas. So, but, really and truly, we're proud of the process. It really got this process started several years ago when we called all the dairy industry together in the Midwest, and from dairymen to co-ops to all the people that was involved in it, and says, we really need to do something. And then coming out of that, we had the federal milk order hearings, and that lasted weeks and weeks on weeks, and now we're going through the rules that are being released from it. So we've had some wins in it. We was glad to see what has happened, but there are some areas we wish we could go a little bit further.
What are some areas you'd have liked to have seen changed?
So we'd like to see a definite audit before we have the price changes that they put into effect by the milk plants, and that was one area we was disappointed that we didn't have a audit before those changes are made.
Talking with American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duval, we'll switch gears here a little bit from the federal milk market order. Obviously, the Farm Bill hasn't happened yet. You're in D.C. You have American Farm Bureau has a lot of contacts. What are the odds? Should we just bet on $30 hundredweight milk instead of a Farm Bill this year?
I think we're going. I'm an optimist, so I got a feeling we're going to have it. No, we're seeing more conversation now than we saw 3 weeks ago, so that's encouraging to us. And we're coming up on that cliff where they got to make a decision. They got to make a decision. And we don't want to talk about the E word because we don't need an extension. Our people need they need certainty in their neighborhood and in our industry, and the only way we're going to get that is to get a farm bill done. So and we are. Uh, Along with all our commodity groups, working really hard to do a full blitz on Washington, trying to make them understand that this is what the American farmer needs. This is what the American people need because this farm bill is not really a farm bill; it's a food and farm bill. And the people in this country, 85% of the people we survey says they realize that the farm bill helps national security by making sure that we have a secure food supply, and we can't have a secure food supply without a good farm bill being there to provide risk management tools for our farmers and assistance during difficult times to get them through difficult times. And what we don't talk about enough is a nutrition program that's 85% of the expenditures in that bill, and there are people, millions of people across this country that are dependent on that to get them from day to day and give them a hand up, not a handout, but a hand up during difficult times in their life.
That is American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duval from World Dairy Expo. I'm Brian Winnikins for WRDN.